I'm from Eyyes from the Mosh Pit, a Manchester-based website that me and my wife set up just under a year ago.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So we've been going, in 3 weeks' time we'll be going a year. So this is kind of like one of our anniversary shows that we're going to kind of promote things. So,
Very nice.
how's the tour been going? Because you were at Nottingham last night.
Yes. It was amazing. It was our first time in Nottingham.
Really?
And
the infamous Rock City. I saw the pictures on Facebook.
Yes, and it was as good as fully packed.
Good.
So we were very, very surprised.
Yeah.
It was and Cardiff. It wasn't fully packed, but it was quite full, and it was more than we had expected.
Right.
So it's been. We've had such a warm welcoming.
Good.
From
Is this your
UK
first time
audience.
in the UK?
No, it's not. It's not. I think it's. I did a tour with a Firewind in 2012.
Right.
And we toured with Paradise Lost some years ago, and we did a couple of headliner shows in between. So
you've been around, but nothing as substantial as this.
Exactly. But it's always been my wish to come back, to return every year, because I see that every time we return, we have more people in the audience, and we know that we have a very good audience here. Yeah.
Well, I can see by all the feedback from the Facebook messages that people leave, from the support you've been having, that it seems to be going really well from a fan's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously from your bit, when you see those messages of support, it must be heartwarming knowing that
Absolutely.
the amount of times you've been here. It's not like a local band, so to speak, who plays here all the time. The amount of times you come back, and I think it's quite fitting that when we speak to bands that come across on tours, like Audrey Horn last year was a prime example.
Yeah.
It was like one of the first tours they've done together in the UK.
Yeah.
So the crowds weren't as big as they probably wanted at some stage, or that you've played to, but the crowd was so with them throughout the whole set.
Absolutely, that's what we felt, and really looking forward to tonight, because we have great pre-sales.
Yeah, I mean the good thing is with the new album. And obviously the new music video that was released not so long ago.
Yeah,
that's
Hell
all
to the Heavens. Yeah,
which is all over the press, and we've been pushing it on our Facebook page to see who's actually coming tonight.
Thank you very much.
How's feedback been with the album? Have you had good positive feedback? Because if you look at the music around at the moment, I don't know how you guys consider yourselves to be, whether you consider to be symphonic metal or how you look at yourself, but it's kind of, from what is around, there's a little split from from what is considered general metal sound, and there's what you guys produce on stage.
Exactly. It is. Well, to be honest, I've been around for too long to pay attention to what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
So actually, I've always followed my artistic heart.
Right.
With Leaves Eyes. That's something I couldn't always do with my former band, Theatre of Tragedy. So.
So it's just expressing you in its foremost.
Exactly. And I've seen what most bands are doing at the moment is to have a more modern sound, a more commercial sound, and that's definitely not going to be my path. No,
it's one of these. You've got to stay true to what you enjoy doing, and if you enjoy doing it, which I say this a lot to people, if you enjoy doing what you're doing, it comes across better to the audience.
Absolutely.
Because it's like you see so much commercial pop.
You do.
And they're not being who they want to be, and it doesn't come across.
Exactly, and I need to feel comfortable with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that's what I said in the very beginning. I've been around for too long.
You can't say you've been around for too long. I mean, we had a 10 years anniversary with Leaves Eyes in 2013, and it feels like it's the beginning of another 10 years at least. I feel very comfortable with Symphonies of Night with this release, and we've had amazing feedback. So this album sums up everything. Yeah. All the good things about Leaves Eyes. Yeah, I was going to say, because when you look at the music video in particular, there's there's the two sides to look at it. You've got the beautiful aspect with all the scenery and everything, but you've also got the tragic aspect, and just bringing it all together. It's kind of, it appears to me, you bring in, like I said, the beautiful, the tragic, bring them together in a nutshell to say, boom, you've got, you can look at it how you want to see it.
Exactly.
This is how we see it. You could see it differently, but if it has the similar meaning,
I agree. I really agree. Yes, and it's always been very important to me to pay attention to the contrasting elements in our music.
Yeah.
And that's what I had invented with Theatre of Tragedy, the Beauty and the Beast concept. And this is something I just can't let go of.
No, I mean historically, musically, there has been bands that have played on that with like the irony aspect of having lyrics mixed in with, or positive lyrics with unfortunate music. Like the Police historically have done that with many of the trance songs. But to actually see it there now makes a nice change, and it's not something, because it's more theatrical.
Yeah.
That theatrical shows, and it appeals to a broader market, in my opinion. And because my daughter can look at that and she can see the fairy tale aspect of it, so she looks at it differently. I look at it and I'm listening to the music. She'll look at it and go, "Can we watch that video again?" And it's kind of, "What do you like about the video?" And it's kind of like,
lovely.
She can actually see the depiction of the dark wood behind and the positive bright colours.
Exactly.
And I think because seeing the enjoyment I can see from a younger audience who look at it from the fairy tale aspect, and let's be honest, fairy tale's been brought back into the public domain recently with many films and various things. That when you look back to your childhood and you think, "Oh, I was told those fairy tales," you think of them positively. Now, as adults, you look at them and the fear as they're supposed to be portrayed in.
Yes, absolutely.
And now I can see, and I relate that back when I look at my daughter. She watches these things with me. She sees the beautiful aspect of it. I see the tragic aspect of it, and that it's got a more of a human feel to it.
Yes, definitely.
Which fairy tales to a degree don't have, but I can see that concept, and knowing now that it's something that you felt so passionate about and maintaining, you can see where the concept has come from, why it's there, and then you can see how it's going to progress. And that's why you said you've got another 10, or you feel you've got another 10 years inside, because the concept, the whole theatre production, shall we say, around it. Now, when you play live, how can you get? Is it easy to replicate what you find on the album? Do you find on a live sound?
It's not a problem at all.
Right.
So although we don't have an orchestra and a choir with us, because that's something,
you've spoilt it for tonight now.
Oh dear.
Well, that's what I was trying to work at, because it's sometimes you can have that aspect on a track that's played in the relevant moments, but then there's sometimes where it can be replicated on the keyboard and various things, and sometimes I find it interesting to find out how you go about it, because different bands use different variety of instruments.
Absolutely.
And you can't bring every instrument on stage.
No, you can't. And the stages are too small, and my Sprinter is too small.
Yeah,
so
no, this
it's always a financial thing you have to consider.
But you don't feel that live.
I don't feel like there is anything. No, I don't really miss anything, because everything I wish to bring out to the audience is there.
Right.
So yes, I've never really thought about that. Like in a
I like to throw things like that in, because
that's good.
we want to look at things slightly differently. And again, I used to play in bands. I used to be a bassist, so I look at things musically from being in a band. How can I recreate that sound? How can I do that? Because you hear a lot of music at the moment, and you've got the AOR sound, the album orientated, which to a degree what you can fit Sleeves Eyes in, because it's all based around the theatrical production of like a soundtrack to a degree.
Yeah, you could. And that's also I couldn't have said it better myself. I wish my music to be not only an auditive experience and influence to our audience, but I want the visual to rise as well.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm always considering when I'm writing my lyrics. I let the music inspire me to sit down and write lyrics. And when I hear the music, there is a movie. Yeah,
I say, because that leads on to my next question: what comes first, the lyrics or the music? But obviously, the music's there,
it's the music
and
first.
you fill it in.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about writing a specific for a soundtrack?
I'd love to do it. I'd love to
like I say, it just fit everything around it.
Mm-hmm.
The empathy, the tragic side of it, everything around it fits in perfectly.
It would.
Where I think you could, especially where you look at things now, like you've got like the you called Rock of Ages, and you've done it with so many other things. Queen's We Will Rock You. It just I feel like you could write not necessarily a horror or a gothic style, but you could actually tell a fairy tale.
Absolutely, absolutely.
After talking to you now, I feel like it would just fit in, and you could just see a nice big theatre production.
Yes.
And
I'd love to do that. That's
it's one of those dreams.
We have to tell the universe, and we did it.
Yeah.
This very moment. So yes, that's something I'm really dreaming of.
Yeah.
Doing.
I say, I think it's you've got a good potential because the theatrical aspect you've got and the imagination that people can perceive when they're listening to the album could bring it. I suppose it's just finding the right person.
It is, that's true, and the right stages. And,
well, there is this as well.
The right record label and the right, financial support.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that. So, yes.
Nearly finished. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 minute. Cool.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Are you alright in here?
It's much better than inside, because being inside means that I really have to talk very loud.
And straight.
Yeah.
Okay, well I have one more for you to do straight after this. So
Actually,
almost
2 minutes. Yes, I am.
Yeah, sure.
Lovely.
Right.
Thanks. So yes, that's something we should aim for in the future.
Potential to look at.
Yes, definitely. And we do have enough experience. I've been around for 20 years.
And I think the band as a whole, and you could get the full choir, you could get everything, and you could still be Leaves' Eyes at the front.
Absolutely.
Playing it with, instead of playing it to a screen in the back, you can actually play it to a theatrical production, which I think would be very fitting.
And the basic is there. It's all there.
Yeah.
We just have to bring it out.
Just take it forward. Which hopefully, if I can try and push it and speak it around, because like I say, from what I've seen and the fairy tale aspect that I can see, because even if people don't look at it for the music aspect, if they actually look at it for the theatrical production, I'll listen to the music and just sit back as you would expect and let the imagination run wild. I think it has a nice poetic license to it, which works wonders. So I suppose my final question, I will say, is for people that haven't seen you, after we've discussed the theatrical, we've discussed the beautiful tragic aspects of it all, is there 3 words that you'd be able to use to describe the Leaves' Eyes live sound?
Oh, that's the most difficult question you could ask me.
Well, that's why I thought it's nice to finish on that one.
It's very tough. Well, to describe Symphonies of the Night, that album, which pops up in my mind, is like heavy. It's multi-layered, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a very beautiful album. Yeah,
I was going to say, from what I've heard of it, and to go along with the new single, that's why I used the Beautifully Tragic label, because it's a beautiful concept all the way through.
It is.
But you got the tragic from the fairy tales.
Absolutely.